What's up, everybody? This is the new King gameplay trailer, and it shows lots of new moves like it does for everybody else, the new mechanics and use and all that stuff. But what it really shows is throws being used in very different ways other than just throws on your opponent. There's a lot of cool stuff here that seems like it's a really, really good design for a modern grappler. Can't wait to see it. First up is a new power crush kick, and there's some staple moves. I think this is a new forward 4 to give that a little bit more practicality, a big armored knockdown. They stand right up and he's able to block the sidestep 2, but he gets counter hit by the forward neutral to the low. And on counter hit, this animation is automatic. I think we're seeing a lot of those in some of these trailers. These counter hit animations or whatever that just happen. It's not like an extra move or whatever. Forward neutral 2 always did that. I think they're just expanding on that premise a lot, which is very cool and cinematic. So 2 frame traps, and then he finally bites on the counter hit. Good stuff. This, I think, is a revised version of Jaguar 2, mainly because I don't think he has forward Jaguar step anymore. It's pretty similar. It's a little bit more of a forearm than it is an elbow that he connects with, and it forces a crouch, and this is just a new crouch throw. I don't know if this is like a third mix-up, like there's a 1 break, a 2 break, and now there's a 3rd break versus crouch throws. I'm not sure there, but a new crouch throw is in there. I think this is like a all-in-one Jaguar 2. You'll see he's got another stance that might replace forward Jaguar. I'm just guessing at this point, but that's pretty similar in function to what Jaguar 2 did. Same with the throws, just not quite as stylish as that one. This is your full crouch gut punch. And now this is a throw that causes a screw attack. We've never seen that before. Makes sense. King had to punch, kick, and then throw in his combos. Now he can throw and then throw again. So it looks like it's the same running grab as this power bomb, the one that you're going to see right here, but it's definitely a different throw. He grabs them by the feet because they're both versus airborne opponents. You know, if you do that running power bomb versus standing opponent, comes out as Shining Wizard. It option selects. So this is technically an airborne opponent right here, but he grabs him without running. So that's just a basic throw that causes its own screw attack, which I think is very cool for King. Then he does the running power bomb, triple forwards, 2+4. To end like we're used to ending. Pretty much all King combos are still going to end that way. Here we see the Irish whip into a wall splat. A little bit different. They changed it up just a teeny bit. That might be significant. Usually he just throws you and spins you all the way back. There's options. There's tons of things he can do. But he usually throws you back the same direction. In the last game, they just stay in a backwards wall splat. Here you can see Law kind of stumbles face forward, which is much more useful for combos afterward. Because when you're facing the wall and you're splatted, it's so wonky, you can never get anything from it. So this one changes the wall splat, so King uppercuts him into the wall. This move that he does looks like it's while standing 1+2, but it's not. This is an elbow. It's got a very similar uppercut to it. I'm not quite sure if it exists already. That is a new move, as far as I can tell. There's a bit of movement in front of it, maybe a crouch dash or something, not sure. But what he finishes with is the giant swing input for wall throws. King does this all the time, normally, so that's still there, exactly the way it used to be. Next up is back 1-2 on counter hit. Slightly different application than I think we had before. You get to see the heat crush. If you watch Paul's feet, he barely leaves the ground until the 2 makes contact. I think King is required to do the full string to get his combo this time. Then he uses the heat crush, which gets you one free bound move, regardless of your other combo mechanics, and activates your heat mode. Then he just does back 2-4, boot him up into the air, and this is just forward 2-1. Nice wall carry, got a little cinematic touch to it. This is a counter hit that leaves Paul on his feet, kinda, but not crumpled. That used to be different. Back 1 used to be the counter hit, and if you press 2, you'd lose your combo. So now I think King has to do that string, which is a bit riskier for him. Kind of interested to see if that's how that plays out. But the rest of it, he goes into heat and doesn't do anything heat related. Just back 2-4 juggle and forward 2-1 ender. This move looks kind of like the forward 1+4 body check, but it's not. He just stands there and armors through with his chest. This is a new parry that's got power crush properties, and this might just be a built-in follow-up like Leroy and Lydia have. But whatever it is, if heat engages, So King then runs up, and this is not a combo, this is a mix-up. So he runs up and does Black Bomb, does Crouch Dash 1+2, which always sends him super duper high into the air. And that's his heat smash. That jumping grab, you can see his heat wears off there in a second. That's his heat smash. His ender is a grab, which makes good sense for King, right? We've seen some lows, some mids. King's is a throw. So whatever this is, this auto follow-up maybe, or just a hit throw, I couldn't even begin to guess. Gives him the heat mix-up, and then gets a nice high launch, and then I don't know if that's just like it tracks onto them, or if he takes a big leaping jump and hopes he's on target. No idea. Here we see the Irish whip again, and this time King just follows up with a throw afterward. This is a new throw. He doesn't have anything like this that I'm aware of. It looks like it could be running. I'd just be guessing. There's a couple steps in there, maybe a triple step, and he hits him with an RKO out of nowhere. But when it makes contact, it heat engages, even though they're both on the ground. Paul takes a nice little bounce there, and King gets up with his heat, and he does this little taunt dash. I think he always has that, but when he's in heat, that gets armor properties. As you can see, he absorbs the kick, the Paul's get-up kick. So the Irish whip doesn't necessarily guarantee anything. You can see Paul try sidestepping right there, and he gets gripped. So when this throw activates heat, again, he wasn't already in heat, so there's no free combo here. They both stand up. They both have time, right? King goes for this dash. And out of that dash, this big jumping 3 kick that is also brand new homing kick too. Here we see the old forward 2-1 as a punish, and it's also a heat engager on its own. And it's a bit more of a conventional combo system again. He's already in heat this time, so he gets a combo from heat engager dash. He just does down forward 4-3 that we've seen for years, and a regular jab. And then that is the forward 4 kick I believe we saw in the first clip. But look at that weird knockdown. That's not a screw attack from what I could tell. But it ends with an airborne opponent. That is the giant swing input on airborne. So he's already in heat now. He does forward 2-1 to punish, which is the heat engager. So when he does the dash, he gets a combo. Picks him up. We've seen that a million times in tag 2. Just a jab now. And then that. Forward 4 boots them so hard. There's a little bit of a swirl there. It almost looks like it's a screw attack, but he lands on his head practically. And then the giant swing air throw grabs him up and does the same slam. And the last thing we see is counter hit while standing 1+2 into his rage art. Pretty good rage art. Not one of the best ones, but it's got that finish at the end of it and the fire and everything. Pretty nice job. So there's a lot of stuff to think of there. There's a command dash possibly in play that might replace some of Jaguar step. There's a lot of new throws with new applications instead of just being throws. So if you see anything else or notice any mistakes or what have you, feel free to comment down below. Be sure to click subscribe and the notify bell for more videos like this as we're getting closer and closer to more information coming out. And I'll see you in one of the next videos. Later.